Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make a charcuterie board. They're cute and fun to put together, so let's get started with the video. First, you're going to want to pick out all the items that you want on your charcuterie board. This includes cheeses, crackers, fruits, nuts, and anything else you want. After you have your items, cut your cheeses so you can place them on your board. The two cheeses I decided to cut up into squares were my sharp cheddar cheese and my Havarti. You can make a cheese board with at least 2 to 3 cheeses, but usually they'll have like 4 to 5. When you do pick your cheeses, try to pick ones that are different from each other. You should also try to make sure that you have hard cheeses and soft spreadable cheeses. Next, I'm going to cut the fontina cheese. First, I cut off the wax. Then I began cutting the cheese into thin slices. Cutting your cheeses in different ways is good for presentation. It also makes it very convenient when you're eating. The next slice I cut, I placed on the opposite direction of the other slice, and I repeated this process, making a pattern. This is a good way to present and cut your cheese if it's shaped like a triangle. When you finish cutting your cheese, you can set it to the side until you're ready to place it on your board. Next, I have some brie, which I decided to leave whole except for a few slices. Next, we're going to prepare our meats. The first meat we're going to prepare is salami, which we're going to turn into a rose. Place 3 pieces of salami on a shot glass. Then keep layering your salami over the edge of the shot glass. Make sure you're not overlapping your salami on the same area as your previous layer. When you flip your shot glass over, it should look like a rose. Oh my god, I did it! Cool, salami rose! Next I have some capicola, which I'm just going to roll each piece and stack on top of each other. Capicola is a thin slice of dried pork. By the way, I got my meats in a variety pack, which I totally recommend you do because it's way cheaper than buying them individually. That way, if you get the variety pack, you have a variety of meats to put on your board. And now I'm going to take my prosciutto and I'm just going to fold each piece. Prosciutto is thinly sliced dried cured ham. The slices were so thin that I couldn't completely take them all apart, but I folded them to make a sort of ruffled look. When you finish preparing your meats, set them to the side. Next, we can move on to our fruits. You can use whichever fruits you want, whichever is your favorite. I am going to cut up an apple. The apple was the only one that I had to cut up, and I cut it up into thin slices. The rest of the fruit that I got, I was just going to clean and place on the board. Now we're just going to prepare our spreads by placing them inside a small dish. The 2 spreads I got were strawberry and fig. Now that you have all your items prepared, you can go ahead and assemble your charcuterie board. Try to place anything that might roll off your board in the center. The nuts I added to my board were pecans and walnuts. You can also add almonds, or any kind of nut that you really like. I added goat cheese as one of my spreadable cheeses. You can also use ricotta cheese or cream cheese. I thought the brie would be a soft spreadable cheese as well, but I guess I got the wrong kind. I also added some honey onto my honey goat cheese, which by the way tasted really good. I added some chocolate cookies to add something sweet to the charcuterie board. You could also add just regular chocolate or like chocolate pretzels. And this is the finished result. I'm really happy with the outcome. It looks so fancy, which is totally what I was going for. The whole reason I made the charcuterie board was because I really wanted to make that salami rose, and it was totally worth it because that salami rose looks awesome. Also, the combination of foods was really good. I love fontina with apples. The grapes tasted great together. Almonds, pecans, it was all just delicious. Oh, and the honey goat cheese with the crackers tasted amazing. I'm seriously thinking about making another one, but like breakfast themed, because this was so much fun to make. When you're making your charcuterie board, remember just to add your favorite items and don't forget to have fun with it. By the way, these cookies are the best. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Even some suggestions as to other items that you can place on your charcuterie board. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make the viral TikTok crispy rice. So let's get started with the video. Begin by washing 1 cup of sushi rice. Washing rice is super simple. All you have to do is add water to your rice and then stir it around, then drain the water and repeat until the water is clear. When you finish washing your rice, place it in a rice cooker and then add 1 1/4 cup of water. Place the lid on top of the rice cooker and then cook your rice. While the rice is cooking, we're going to make some sushi vinegar. In a measuring cup or small bowl, add 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix everything together until well combined and then set it to the side. Once your rice has finished cooking, place it in a large bowl. Then season your rice with the sushi vinegar. Pour the sushi vinegar on the rice paddle to drizzle the vinegar on the rice. Then mix it into the rice. When you finish seasoning your rice, set it to the side. Next, cover the inside of a small baking dish in plastic wrap. Next, pack the rice into the baking dish. Next, tightly pack the rice into the baking dish. When you're finished, cover the rice and place it in the freezer for 45 minutes. While the rice is chilling, we're going to prepare our toppings. First, we're going to make some spicy crab. Shred or chop 4 to 5 sticks of imitation crab. Then add 2 tablespoons of Kewpie mayo and 2 tablespoons of sriracha. Next, mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, set the crab to the side. Next, slice half a cucumber into small pieces. Then cut 1 serrano pepper into slices. And finally, peel and slice an avocado. When you have finished prepping all of your toppings, set them to the side. The rice should be finished chilling by now. Take it out of the baking dish and cut it into equal sections. Once you finish cutting the rice, you can begin frying them. In a pan over medium heat, add vegetable oil. You can either shallow fry or deep fry your crispy rice. I'm going to shallow fry mine. Once the oil is hot, place your rice in the pan and then fry them on each side until golden brown. Once your rice has finished cooking, take it out of the pan and place it on a paper towel covered plate. Then repeat this process until you've cooked all of your rice. Now that everything has been prepared, we can now assemble our crispy rice. Begin with a piece of crispy rice and then add a few slices of avocado and a few slices of cucumber. Then add the spicy crab, a serrano pepper, some green onions, and some sesame seeds. And that's it. Now repeat this process with the rest of your crispy rice. And this is the finished result! This was delicious. It's a really easy, light snack. Just a warning though, if you don't like super spicy stuff, don't add the serrano pepper. It tastes great, but it's really spicy. Overall, the crispy rice was super good. I liked how everything tasted together, and I would definitely make this again. Also, these would make really cool fancy appetizers. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. So let's get started with the video. Begin by preparing your ingredients. Dice 1 red bell pepper and 1 green bell pepper. Next we're going to make a seasoning mix. In a small bowl, mix together a half a tablespoon of seasoned salt, half a tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Mix all your seasonings together and then set them to the side. Next, in a large pan over medium heat, add olive oil. Then add a half a cup of diced onions and a half a cup of your diced bell peppers. Sauté your onions and bell peppers for about 5 minutes. After sautéing your veggies, add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Cook the garlic with your onions and bell peppers for about a minute. Then add about 12 ounces or a pound of finely sliced ribeye steak. Add your seasoning mix that you made before and then cook your steak. Once you've finished cooking your ribeye steak, set it to the side. Next, lay out an egg roll wrapper. Place a slice of provolone cheese in the center of your egg roll wrapper. Then add about 2 scoops of your steak. Make sure not to put too much or you will overstuff your egg roll. Once you've added your filling, brush the edges of your egg roll with water. Now we can begin folding our egg roll. Take both vertical ends of your egg roll wrapper and place them together in the center. Then fold the horizontal end of your egg roll to the center as well. Tuck and tightly roll your egg roll once. The rest of your egg roll should look like a triangle. Brush the triangle end of your egg roll with water and then continue to roll your egg roll. And that's it, you've finished making your egg roll. Now repeat this process until you've made all of your egg rolls. Once you have finished folding and making your egg rolls, you can begin frying them. Add vegetable oil to a pot or deep fryer and then heat it up to around 350 degrees. Next, add your egg rolls and fry them for about 3 to 5 minutes or until golden brown. Make sure to fry your egg rolls in batches so you don't overcrowd your pot or deep fryer. Turn them occasionally for even color. Once your egg rolls have finished frying, take them out and place them on a wire rack. In a food processor or blender, add 1 cup of mayonnaise. Then add 2 chipotle peppers, 2 tablespoons of adobo sauce, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, the juice from half a lime, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. Blend everything together until smooth. And that's it! You are finished making your chipotle mayo. Now you can plate everything up. And this is the finished result! These were super easy to make and they tasted great with the chipotle mayo. These Philly cheesesteak egg rolls would make an awesome appetizer. The meat was well seasoned, it was cheesy, and the egg roll was super crispy. If you love Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, then I would totally recommend this recipe. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make Mexican street corn deviled eggs, so let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by preparing our ingredients. First, dice half a red onion. Next, dice half a jalapeno. Next, chop up some cilantro. When you're finished, set your ingredients to the side. Next, we're going to prepare the roasted corn for our deviled eggs. In a pan over medium heat, add olive oil. Then add 1 cup of corn. Cook the corn for 5 to 7 minutes while stirring occasionally. Once the corn becomes charred, it's finished cooking. Take the corn off the heat and set it to the side. Next, we're going to cook the eggs. To cook my eggs, I'm going to use the Dash Rapid Egg Cooker, not sponsored by the way. This neat little device makes cooking eggs super quick and easy. It cooks the eggs faster than on the stove, uses less water, and makes perfect boiled eggs that are easy to peel. Take the measuring cup included with the egg cooker and fill the water up to the hard line for hard-boiled eggs. Then pour the water onto the heating plate at the bottom of the cooker. Next, take the bottom of the measuring cup and gently prick a tiny hole in the large end of each egg. This helps prevent cracking and makes peeling easier. Now place each egg whole side up in the tray. Next, place the clear lid on top. Now all you have to do is turn on the egg cooker. The cooker will heat the water, create steam, and cook the eggs. Once the eggs have finished cooking, the cooker will automatically shut off and beep loudly. Remove the lid from the top and be careful because the steam is hot. Then remove the eggs from the cooker and place them in an ice bath. Placing the eggs in an ice bath will stop the cooking and make peeling easier. Also, an ice bath is just placing the eggs in a bowl of ice water for around 2 to 5 minutes. Next, peel the eggs. As you can see, the eggs peeled easily and came out perfectly. When you finish peeling the eggs, cut them in half lengthwise. Next, remove the yolks into a bowl. Then set the yolks to the side. Next, pour some tahini on a plate. Then dip the cut side of the egg white halves into the tahini. Gently press the egg whites on the tahini so that it sticks. The egg white should look like this when you're finished. Repeat this process with all the egg whites. When you're finished, set the egg whites to the side. Next, mash the egg yolks with a fork or a potato masher. Then add 1 cup of roasted corn, a 1/4 cup of diced red onions, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, the juice of half a lime, a half a teaspoon of tahini, 1½ tablespoons of cotija cheese, 2 tablespoons of diced jalapenos, and 1 tablespoon of chopped cilantro. Then mix everything together until well combined. Next, add the yolk mixture in a piping bag or a Ziploc bag. Then pipe the filling into the hollowed out egg whites. Once you finish filling the egg whites, all you have to do next is plate it up. Next, garnish the deviled eggs with roasted corn, cilantro, cotija cheese, and tahini. And this is the finished result. These deviled eggs are so good and a delicious twist on the classic deviled eggs. They're super easy to make and would be an amazing appetizer for a party or get together. I definitely recommend giving these a try. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make ricotta crostini with roasted tomatoes. Let's get started with the video. Begin by mixing 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 teaspoon of minced garlic in a small bowl. When you're finished, set it to the side. Next, cut a loaf of French bread into thin slices. When you're finished, place the sliced bread on a tinfoil-lined baking sheet. Then brush both sides of the sliced bread with the garlic oil we prepared before. When you're finished, place the bread in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. While the bread is toasting in the oven, we're going to make the ricotta mixture. In a food processor, add 8 ounces of ricotta cheese. Then add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 to 3 leaves of basil, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Then blend everything together until smooth. When you're finished, place the ricotta mixture in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. Once the bread is finished toasting in the oven, take it out and set it to the side. Next, we're going to make the roasted tomatoes. In a small baking dish, add 1 pound of sweet cherry tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Then mix everything together until the tomatoes are evenly coated. When you're finished, bake the tomatoes in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes or until the tomatoes have slightly burst. Now that all the ingredients have been prepared, we can start putting everything together. First, spread 1 to 2 tablespoons of the ricotta mixture on each slice of bread. Then top each slice of bread with 2 to 3 roasted tomatoes. After adding the tomatoes, sprinkle on some Tuscan blend seasoning and red pepper flakes. Then drizzle some balsamic vinegar on top. And finally, sprinkle some freshly chopped basil on top as well. And this is the finished result! These ricotta crostinis were delicious and savory. They're super easy to make and make a great appetizer or snack. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make the viral TikTok Parmesan crusted potatoes. These are so crispy and delicious, I can't wait to show you how to make them, so let's get started with the video. Begin by washing 1 pound of baby gold potatoes. When you're finished, dry your potatoes off and then cut them in half. When you have finished cutting your potatoes, set them to the side. Next, we're going to prepare our seasonings. In a small bowl, add a half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Mix everything together until well combined and then set your seasonings to the side. Next, in a baking dish, add a 1/4 cup of melted butter, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and the seasonings we prepared before. Mix everything together until it becomes a paste. Then spread the paste evenly throughout the pan. Next, cut the potatoes cut side down into the pan. Once you've added the potatoes into the pan, brush them with olive oil. Then sprinkle some shredded Parmesan cheese on top. When you're finished, place your potatoes into the oven at 425 degrees for 35 minutes. Once your potatoes have finished baking in the oven, let them cool and enjoy. And this is the finished result. These Parmesan crusted potatoes were delicious. I can totally get why they went viral on TikTok. They're crispy, seasoned, and really easy to make. If you haven't made them yet, then I recommend giving them a try because they are delicious. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious crispy fried hot honey shrimp. So let's get started with the video. Begin by peeling and deveining 1 pound of shrimp. When you're finished, rinse and clean the shrimp and then dry them off. Next, season them with pepper. When you're finished, set your shrimp to the side. Next, in a large bowl, add 3 cups of flour. Then add 1 tablespoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, and 1 tablespoon of paprika. After adding all the seasonings, mix everything together until well combined. Next, take another large bowl and add 1 cup of your seasoned flour into the bowl. Then, in that same bowl you added the flour to, add 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce, and around 1.5 cups of beer. If your batter is too thick, add more beer. If your batter is too loose, add more flour. This is the consistency you want for your batter. When you're finished, it should look like this. When you have finished making the wet batter, you can begin coating your shrimp. First, coat the shrimp in the wet batter. and then coat it in the seasoned flour. Repeat this process until you've coated all of your shrimp. When you have finished coating your shrimp, you can begin frying them. Add vegetable oil to a pot or deep fryer and then heat the oil up to around 350 degrees. When the oil is hot, fry your shrimp for 3 to 5 minutes or until crispy and golden brown. Make sure to cook your shrimp in batches so you don't overcrowd your pot or deep fryer. When your shrimp have finished cooking, take them out and place them on a wire rack. Repeat this process until you've fried all of your shrimp. Once you finish frying the shrimp, we're going to move on and make the hot honey sauce. In a small saucepan over medium heat, add 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Toast the red pepper flakes for about a minute or until fragrant. Then add 1/3 cup of buffalo sauce and 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir everything together until the butter has melted. Next, add 2/3 cup of honey. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, remove the sauce from the heat. Next, place your shrimp in a large bowl. Then, pour the hot honey sauce over the shrimp and toss the shrimp in the sauce until they are well coated. When you're finished, all you have to do is plate it and enjoy. And this is the finished result. The hot honey shrimp were delicious. They were crispy, sweet, and spicy. I got the recipe for the hot honey sauce from Chef Colby Cash. He has great recipes and always makes delicious food. If you want to check him out, I have a link to his Instagram and TikTok in the description below. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious spicy baked mussels. Let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by cleaning 2 pounds of mussels. Begin by rinsing your mussels with cold water. Then with a knife, scrape off any barnacles or excess algae that are on the shell of the mussels. After cleaning the shell, next we're going to clean the inside of the mussel. Open up the mussel and remove the foot and the beard. The foot is the brownish looking thing I just poked at, and the beard is the thing next to it that looks like hair. Next, cut off the black sac. Once you removed everything from the mussel, give it a good rinse. Repeat this process with the rest of your mussels. By the way, other than the beard, you don't have to remove any of the other stuff inside the mussel if you don't want to. It's completely optional. That's just the way I like to clean my mussels. When you're finished, give your mussels another good rinse just to make sure you removed everything and that they're clean. When you have finished cleaning your mussels, set them to the side. Next, in a bowl, add a half a cup of Kewpie mayo, 1/4 cup of sriracha, and 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Mix everything together until well combined and then set your sauce to the side. Next, place all of your mussels onto a baking sheet. Then spoon the sauce over the mussels. When you're finished, place your mussels in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Next, we're going to make the scallion sauce. In a small saucepan over low heat, add 3 tablespoons of canola oil and 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Cook the garlic for about 2 minutes or until fragrant. Next, add 2 cups of green onions. Give everything a good mix and then cook the green onions until they begin to wilt. Once the green onions start to wilt, add 1 tablespoon of fish sauce and a half a tablespoon of sugar. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, transfer the sauce to a chilled bowl with ice on the bottom. Then set your sauce to the side until you're ready to use it. When your mussels have finished cooking, let them cool and then place them on a plate. Next, garnish the mussels with the scallion sauce and you are all finished. And this is the finished result. These mussels are good and easy, so if you're looking for a new seafood recipe, this will be perfect for you. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make these delicious fried crab balls. These are really good and I can't wait to show you how to make them, so let's get started with the video. In a small pan over medium heat, add olive oil. Then add 1/4 cup of diced onions and 1/4 cup of diced bell peppers. Season your onions and bell peppers with salt and pepper and then saute them for about 5 minutes. When you're finished, set your onions and bell peppers to the side. Next, in a large bowl, add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1½ teaspoons of Old Bay hot sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Creole seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of Old Bay, 1 tablespoon of parsley, and 1 beaten egg. Mix everything together until well combined. Then add 12 ounces of lump crab meat, one-third cup of breadcrumbs, your diced bell peppers and onions from before, and 1/4 cup of green onions. Fold everything together until well combined. When you're finished, place your crab mixture to the side and take out a baking sheet. Next, take some of your crab mixture and roll it up into a ball. Make sure you roll it up nice and tight so it doesn't come apart. Repeat this process until you run out of your crab mixture. Try to make your crab balls around the same size. It might help to use an ice cream scooper or a cookie scooper. When you're finished, cover your crab balls in plastic wrap and then place them in the fridge for 30 minutes to chill. Next, in a bowl, add some flour. Then season it with pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and Old Bay. Then mix it together until well combined. When you're finished, set your flour mixture to the side, and then in another bowl, add 2 eggs. Then beat your eggs until smooth. Set your eggs to the side and in one last bowl add breadcrumbs and panko breadcrumbs. Then season your breadcrumbs with pepper and Old Bay. Then mix everything together until well combined. Set your breadcrumb mixture to the side and then take your crab balls out of the fridge. Now that we've chilled our crab balls, they should be able to keep their shape better and we can begin coating them. First, coat your crab in the flour. Then in the egg. And finally in your breadcrumbs. Then repeat this process until you've coated all of your crab balls. When you're finished, you can begin frying them. In a pot or deep fryer, heat vegetable oil up to 350 degrees. Fry your crab balls for about 4 to 5 minutes. Make sure to flip or turn them for even color. Once you finish frying your crab balls, take them out and place them on a wire rack. Repeat this process until you've fried all of your crab balls. Now that we've finished frying, we can move on and make our sauce. In a bowl, add 2/3 cup of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a half a tablespoon of hot sauce, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, some smoked paprika, and some cayenne pepper. Mix everything together until well combined. Once you've finished making your sauce, you can go ahead and plate everything up. And this is the finished result. These came out great. They were really good. The crab bites tasted amazing and it went really well with the sauce. The recipe was pretty easy to make too. I think these would be awesome as an appetizer or like a party snack. Oh, and by the way, if you have any leftovers, you can just place them in the freezer and when you're ready to eat them, heat them up in the oven or an air fryer. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make these garlic butter pizza croissants, so let's get started with the video. Begin by cutting half a block of mozzarella cheese into thin slices. When you're finished, set your mozzarella slices to the side. Next, open a pack of croissant rolls. Then separate the croissant rolls. Next, take a croissant roll and place a slice of mozzarella cheese and 2 pepperonis on the wider end. Then roll it up. Repeat this process with the rest of your croissant rolls. When you're finished, place your pizza croissants on a baking sheet lined with tinfoil. Now we're going to make some garlic butter. In a small bowl, melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Then add 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1/2 teaspoon of parsley. Then mix everything together until well combined. Once you have finished making the garlic butter, brush it on the pizza croissants. Next, place them in the oven at 375 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. Once the pizza croissants have finished baking in the oven, you can go ahead and enjoy. And this is the finished result. These garlic butter pizza croissants are so good. They're super easy to make and they make a really good snack or appetizer. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!